Hello guys, and welcome to another episode of Reecee News. And first up we have today is Pokemon Legends Arceus is selling really well, unsurprisingly. Because Pokemon games usually sell really well, so it's kind of understandable. And it's also the fourth biggest Pokemon game launch in the UK, and right now it's on #1 on the charts, so it's kind of understandable since Pokemon games usually sell well, and Pokemon Legends Arceus is going in a new direction and is much bigger than previous games in the series, so it's kind of understandable that this game is selling a lot, and I really hope it sells at least as much as Sword and Shield. I'm not sure if it's gonna do that, but I really hope, because that would show that like a higher quality game is more popular, and Game Freak can see its success and kind of continue the formula of Legends Arceus in Pokemon games in the future, because I really hope they continue this formula. So far, I'm really enjoying Pokemon Legends Arceus. It's definitely my favorite Pokemon game so far, and one of my favorite games on Switch. So it's just a great game. I really like the gameplay and the exploration and the music, the boss fights, the progression system and everything. It's just a really fun game, and I really enjoy it so far. So I'm glad it's selling well. It's unsurprising that it's selling well, but I really hope it kind of tops some of the other Pokemon games on Switch, because I feel like a lot of them that have released in the past few years have been really like low quality. Like Sword and Shield, I mean, I understand why some people like the game, but personally, it's my least favorite game on Switch. I feel like it was really lazy, and it didn't really innovate much. Like, the only new thing there that was actually interesting was the wild area, and that didn't really feel fully realized, and it still felt like archaic and everything, because that was only like a chunk of the game. Most of the game was still narrow paths and fighting like Pokemon, just moving on to the next gym. It was basically still using the same archaic system that every other game used. So I just really hope Pokemon Legends Arceus continues to sell well and kind of overthrows some of the other Pokemon games on Switch, because I feel like it really needs to in order for Game Freak to see its success. So next up, Nintendo has been removing YouTube videos, specifically on the Gilvasoner channel, which is basically a channel that uploads Nintendo soundtracks, and Nintendo took down 1,300 videos, including soundtracks from Zelda, Smash Bros, Yoshi, Mario, Mario and Luigi, Luigi's Mansion, Kid Icarus, and Kirby. So there were a lot of soundtracks affected by this, and a lot of videos taken down, and this is concerning because Nintendo is known for this, but I don't think they've been doing this for a while. And it's kind of concerning for like music in general on YouTube with Nintendo and everything, because I feel like YouTube is one of the only ways to access Nintendo music, because Nintendo has very limited methods of actually kind of showcasing their music from different games. Like, they have the music library in Smash Bros. I mean, it's a pretty good sound selection. Like, I can't lie about that, but it's not an alternative for something like soundtracks on YouTube. And there's also like 3D All-Stars and a few other games that have soundtracks that are available, but that's not an alternative when they don't do it for every game, and it's a lot of the time the sound players are very limited anyway, so it's not really worth it. And it's just a very similar situation to like how Nintendo is treating ROMs, because they're taking down all of these ROM sites, but they're not providing a way for people to play all of these games. Like, they do provide Nintendo 64 and NES and SNES. The Nintendo 64 games are pretty expensive, and they're not providing any GameCube games, any DS games. I guess understandably they're not doing Wii games, because, I mean, that's kind of in a weird area right now where they're not, like, releasing all of the games, but I guess, like, most of the games, like, Nintendo is just, like, kind of holding back and not doing anything with, kind of locking them away in a vault similar to Disney's, and they're not really providing a way for people to play these games. which is a very similar situation to the thing with the soundtracks. I don't know, like, why Nintendo is doing this. Like, they're kind of holding it off, and it seems like they're gonna sell an alternative to everyone. I mean, like, even that is kind of scummy to just sell everything back, like, overpriced. They're already kind of doing that, but the thing is, they're not even providing everything. They're just kind of leaving out a lot. Like, they're not really giving away for people to listen to music from Nintendo or play these games. They're just not providing it at all. They're not even giving any alternative. Like, even if it's, like, not even, like, more expensive alternatives. Just nothing. So I just really hope they at least kind of slow down on the YouTube takedowns of these soundtracks. Like, I really don't think it's beneficial at all to most people. Like, I feel like a lot of these soundtracks actually help Nintendo promote their games, because these soundtracks, a lot of people listen to them, and sometimes I've listened to soundtracks before and actually decided to play the games. Like, one example of that is a long time ago, I listened to the Pokemon X soundtrack, or the Pokemon X and Y soundtrack, and I decided to play Pokemon X, and I really enjoyed it. So, that's one example of how I got into a Nintendo game by listening to the soundtrack. So, I really think it's not even beneficial to Nintendo for taking these songs and soundtracks down on YouTube. So anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. And make sure to check out my Discord server and Twitter if you want to. Goodbye.